Peace, peace, peace. It's your boy, Sincere Seven, coming to you live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. The Pad, you know what I'm saying? Representing House of Genesis. I just wanted to step in and have a little conversation real quick about something that is near and dear to my heart that I've been learning through my time as a father that I just wanted to share with maybe some new fathers, old fathers, mothers, anybody around the babies. Um, so I had a situation this morning that took me into a lot of thought processes. Dealing in the healing community, quite often the conversation about, and I know this is a weird start, but just follow me. The conversation about BDSM and what's the Shibari, which is the art of tying the knots and things like this. Shibari specifically, but I've heard BDSM is the same thing, which is after the individuals who are the dominant or the person that's tying the client up. Once they take you through the aggression, the pain, the uncomfort, discomfort, the attention to different parts of your bodies, and the exercise or the experience is over, they say that it's very important to do aftercare, which is basically where the individual will sit and speak to that person and tell them they're safe, they're cared about, they're respected. And so what this does is to a lot of individuals who have been through traumatic experiences but still have been left with craving, wanting, or desiring some of those things, it brings in the difference of these things being harmful to me and these things being something that brings a sensation to my body that I'm aware of and I'm asking for it because I desire it. And even though I desire it, it is painful, it is uncomfortable, and it does bring things up that can be challenging. So afterward, the aftercare of everything's okay, you're loved, you're supported, and all of that kind of turns it from a traumatic experience to a medicine. Now, when I first became aware of this, it was quite odd to me, but I leaned into it to want to understand it because women that I have been with have had a desire for these types of things, and I didn't understand, why do you want me to cause you pain? Why do you want me to slap you and choke you and do these things? And I couldn't understand it. And then I understood with dealing with some things and going through that the most important part was the aftercare. The desire for these things, whether they be painful or the aftercare, is what makes it special, is what makes it desirable and acceptable. So, saying all of that, okay, now I know, like I said, this was a crazy subject to start at when I'm about to talk about children. But the reason why is because those people are like that because of what happened to them when they were children. Okay? When I was a child, I was abandoned by my mother. And, different things took place. So as I got older, polygyny was a comfort for me because even if I lost somebody, I didn't have the idea of having somebody forever. So we do things in adult life to protect the child in us. Well, what about the child that's not in an adult body, but just the child? Why should they have to grow into adults to find ways to go back and comfort the child? That's our job. That's our duty. And so what I have realized, I'm going to speak for myself. As a father, I was too in my mind about trying to create, in my mind, trying to fix everything in my children's life, trying to make sure they're on the right path, trying to make sure they're doing the right things. And in that, I was not, you ever hear these people say, I'm your parent, I ain't trying to be your friend. I got away from that mindset. I definitely want to be your friend. I want to be your friend before, I want you to think of me as a friend before as a parent, because in today's society, a parent is somebody who just tells you what the fuck to do and tells you why you need to respect them and tell you why they need to live. And our idea of parenting, a lot of us, has been founded in slavery type conditions. So, speaking for myself, I have a daughter that's about to turn 21 next week. And I feel that when she was a child, I was way too stern. As an adult, yeah, I feel like she's successful. Yeah, I feel like she stayed out of all the trouble that I wanted her to stay out of. I do feel like the foundating qualities and mindsets that I wanted my daughter to have, I do feel like she has them. But I also feel like there are things in life that she stays away from. She's shy or slow to do, slow to respond to, because of how I was so stern. So today, a situation took place, and it brought all of this to mind. Now, my youngest two are just, one of them just turned 3 years old, and the other one is 4. So, of course, the little one follows the big one, and the big one gets tired of it. And so, me being a father, I see things happening. For instance, when my 4-year-old is leaving out the door, and she's tired of her sister following her, when she leaves out the door, she'll go to slam the door. It's a big metal door with glass, the outside door. So my fear is that my little daughter is coming behind and going to, bow, get her fingers smashed in the door. Oh, it's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt her. It's going to hurt everybody. I fear this. So now I have told my daughter, stop slamming doors in your sister's face. Stop trying to close her out every time you do something, okay? Because you could slam her fingers in the door. You're trying to get away and slam the door so it slows her down so you can get away, but you could slam her fingers in the door. So we've been going through this for a few months. So today, the 4-year-old is going out, the 3-year-old's coming behind her, the 4-year-old goes, slams the door. My 3-year-old starts crying, and I'm thinking, she slammed her hand in the door. But as I got up, I could tell by the cry, it wasn't a pain. It was just I'm trying to follow you, da-da-da-da. I went to the door and opened the door. And when I went outside, my 4-year-old didn't see me coming, but I grabbed her. And I turned her around. I said, hey. And she turned around with fear in her face. I said, what did I tell you about slamming that door? And instantly her face frowned up a little bit with fear, and I could see the tears swelling up in her eyes. And I said, I told you, stop slamming that door in your sister's face because you can smash her fingers. She said, okay. And I could see in her face the anxiety, and she about to cry because she's feeling chastised, feeling like she's done something wrong, feeling like she's been checked, and I can see the anxiousness in her. So after I said what I said to her, I said, okay, but look, you're not in trouble. Calm down and breathe. And I seen her start trying to breathe, and I said, do you need a hug? Because I love you so much. And she rushed in for the hug. It was like, that's exactly what I need right now. And I gave her a hug, and I held her, and I squeezed her. I said, baby, I'm just telling you because I want to protect you and your sister. Yeah, where's your cup? But nothing's wrong. Move. Go get your cup. But nothing's wrong. And you didn't do anything wrong. I'm just talking to you, okay? She said, okay. She wiped the tears from her eyes, and she took a deep breath. And I came in the house, and she turned around to walk off, and I seen her take another deep breath and smile and went about what she was doing. And that is what I mean, is that I've been realizing that I have been so stern in trying to keep them right that I missed the understanding that they've only been on this planet for 3 to 4 years. They've only been on this planet. Okay, when you find your cup, I'll give you some water. Okay, for 3 to 4 years. So why do they deserve to have somebody speaking to them as if they're in the military, 18 years old plus, and are doing silly things? The sternness that we move in the military with, the come on, let's stop with the bullshit. Come on, use your common sense. This was something that was instilled in me that I started to practice with my children. Why? These are not adults. They are not fully aware of the operations of the world, the mechanics of the world, the mentality that goes into all of these things. They're 3 and 4 years old, 6 and 7, 10 or 15. Now, of course, the older they get, the more, all right, now use some common sense that we can use. But by all means, under 7 years old, there is no need. There's no need. I know people are 5. I know, yeah, not even at 5. Not even at 5, because the understanding of why not to try these things is not even implemented in their mind yet. All they know, we're here to keep them safe and guide them, and that they're here to try things out. Let's let them try things. You know, like my man Todd taught us, we look at things as an inconvenience, and that's what we check our children on. The things that inconvenience us. Children are not bad. They are an inconvenience to your desired daily flow. Do they deserve to be punished for that? Yelled at, shaken, ignored? Any of these? No. No, I apologize. Now with my children, when I catch myself being short, being stern, all of these things, I tell them, I apologize. Next time, just tell me. You ain't got to yell at me. I tell my children to say that to me. The next time I get to yelling at you, just be like, hey, babe, you ain't got to yell. Because right then and there is going to bring to my attention this right now. Why am I yelling? You've been on the planet for 3 or 4 years. Why am I talking to you like we've been through this 15 times? We haven't. Let's get it, babies. Some grace and some compassion. Because let's be real. When we deal with teachers as adults, when we deal with people who are teaching us, who are guiding us, who are leading us, who are assisting us, we want grace. We want compassion. Some things is frustrating. Some days are frustrating. Nothing's going right. I just don't feel good. I just don't get it. And I'm frustrated because of it. Part of my attitude. Part of my everything. Well, the children, don't have the ability to communicate that to us. Next time one of your children give you the flux, don't do something that you ask them to do as quickly as they usually, or any of that other shit. Give them some grace. They've only been on this planet for a few years, and they're not sure how to fully navigate all of the things that they're going through. We as adults, 30, 40, 50 years old, sit with me and tell me of how you're frustrated, how you did this, and how you couldn't take this, and so you responded like this. As adults that have been on this planet for over 30 years, why should the children be given any less grace, acceptance, or room, consideration, and understanding? Talk to me. I talk back. Talk a little shit, because I talk that. So with that being said, today, tell a child you love them in a language that they can understand it in. Peace.